Well, the pain. Well, let me go back to the pain of the foot just really quick. Yes, it did hurt to walk around, but it didn't hurt if I kept walking. Hi everyone, welcome back to Ferdinand is losing it with my 10-day fasting challenge. This is day 2, the end of day 2, and yeah, well, let me tell you how I feel. I feel, I guess, okay. I guess it's and today is November 3rd, so I having those election anxieties, I guess, with that. But I try not to absorb the news as much. Just wait for I guess, the end results for the most part. So I'm trying to stay away from that. But things pop up. I do have to commute with people for work and stuff. So there's a little temptation to just go into it. Anyway, let's let's see what I have done today, and what I'm going to talk about. So let's see here. Let me bring up my scale really quick, or my result from the scale. So today I weigh 232.3. Yesterday it was 237.5. So that is a difference of 5.2 on the scale, which is good, which is expected. I'm not surprised that I lost 5 pounds in just a day, especially from eating a bunch of food from both Sunday and on Halloween. So that's expected. I'm not that surprised, but 5 pounds that's great. It's going back into the direction that I want it to go. The thing I do want to talk about today for you guys is my personal weight loss experience, at least the journey through it. I had a lot of up and downs throughout my life. I've never really seen it have gone down as far as it did since last year. So that was a big thing that was happening to me last year. I mean, I looked completely different from the beginning of last year. Well, let me go ahead and give you a bit more background. This is a just in case, I don't think I mentioned it because I did several takes for the camera. But, I did not mention why this is my background. Well, my other channel is about board games, so I do board game stuff like how to play videos, how to play board games, and my reviews on them. So that's why it's there. And my camera equipment is set up already here, so why not just film it here? I might change the location, just how much I on my mood on there. Anyway, back to the subject in hand. Yeah, ups and downs. Try to do physical activities. Like my favorite thing to do is a thing called DDR, Dance Dance Revolution. It's a video game where you have to step on this dance map with arrows on it. And it's pretty fun with all these techno music and stuff, and the some of the music has some interesting pop tunes too of the time. But that worked a little bit. It's a little hard, I would guess. I would say, especially for the weight I was putting on in there. So I would dance, and then I think one time I sprained my foot, and that kind of discouraged me. So I kind of stopped playing. Then I got back in again after a couple years. Then I stopped playing because now I got this pain in my foot. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's basically like the tendon or the back of my heel started hurting. I don't know exactly. I think it's like plantar fasciitis. I think my friend told me that he's a PA. So it hurts to walk. Every morning, it used to hurt. It hurt just like when I just got out of the bed after resting. It's you touch it, it kind of feels like you can feel the pain there. It's not over pain, but when you have pressure in it, when especially walking, then it becomes painful to walk. I have to walk very slow at times. That it's very painful to just like even just do a small walk to the store. I would complain when driving or driving with other people, like drive as close as possible, especially like going to even something in the movies or in the mall. I dreaded the mall because you just have to keep walking everywhere. That changed. I like walking. I don't mind walk. Well, I guess I don't mind walking anymore that much anymore. yeah, so that happened. So that really stopped me from doing a lot more physical activities. That also stopped me from going into places like to hike. What really kind of changed it for me was, as I told you from the last video, is that when I went to Scotland as a vacation, like basically my 30th birthday, which is last year now. You know how old I am, but there we go. So I got there. Well, before months before, I got to have to train myself. It wasn't since I haven't been walking a lot. The pressure in my foot. It's not. I'm not very used to it. I had to kind of train myself to keep walking, even though I have to walk with the pain. So I had to go on hikes. Hikes is extremely painful when I had that pain in my foot in there. But my sister, went to very grateful. She pushed me. She keeps telling me like we should go walk, we should go on a hike, and I would say, just I blatantly say no. I would get mad, I would throw a fit, and I don't want to hike. But I have to do something about it because I don't want to make the vacation very bad. So I just went with it, with moaning and screaming and stuff, and then yeah, I kept going until it was time to go to Scotland. And before Scotland, at least before, I think I weighed myself was 229, and all this stuff is saved on. I have an electric scale that saves all the data from there. So in April, at least the end of April was 329, which is quite big. The last recorded weight that I was my heaviest was 249. That was back in 2018, I think around July. So, but I think I was at least 340 before that. That's around April, but May came up, and then I took a sink in May with my weight with 312 after the vacation, and I was like, wow, I didn't know I can lose that much weight, but I don't know why, how I lost that much weight. Maybe because I think I know why now, because I didn't eat as much. We also did a lot of physical activity, from hiking to walking around the city. My sister also gave me this watch. I still wear. I wear it every day, and it tells me how much I walked. I mean, it's inaccurate, but who cares? But at least it's around a ballpark that you would know. So right now, I walked about 7,696. Not too bad. Usually the goal I wanted to be is about 10,000. I would get like over 10,000 when I was walking in Scotland, and even closer to 20,000 in there. It's like, wow, I've been walking a lot. And I hit 20,000, and that's like, wow, that's kind of cool. I walked 20,000 steps. Let's do it again tomorrow. Yeah, the city walks aren't that bad. It's a little hilly in most parts, but it was manageable even with the pain. Yeah, so the pain. Well, let me go back to the pain of the foot just really quick. Yes, it did hurt to walk around, but it didn't hurt if I kept walking. I don't know if that's the thing, but I don't want to be idle when I have to walk. So if I didn't walk for a while, and then I started walking again, it will build up the pain. Then the pain will slowly go away as I keep walking, keep walking, and then I can walk normally as long as we don't stop in there. So taking a break was almost a no. But the hikes are not too well. I guess the hikes were pretty bad for the shape I was in at the time. But after Scotland, around May, at the end of somewhere around the end of May, I was 307. So that's a difference of from 329 in April to 307. That's about a 22-pound difference. I was like, wow, 22 pounds, and I didn't really did anything there. Then going down to, and I'll just go down to June, 299, which is another big difference. It's like 8-pound difference. And then around June and July, I found fasting. Well, first of all, intermittent fasting, and also I was avoiding all that stuff because I didn't want to lose my streak of losing weight. So I ate a little healthier. I ate salads every day. The salads just consist of just chicken. What else? Just leafy greens. Like I like the spinach, the spinach with a spring mix. So all the leafy lettuce greens in there. I like those. My salads colorful. With some tomatoes. With condiments would be vinegar, olive oil, salt and pepper, all that stuff. And sometimes I add some spices here and there for that. For the salad, I would usually it's a big salad. And then June and July, I found fasting. And it's like, wow, I got to give this a try. So I had a calendar that used to keep track of how much I ate bread. I don't know. It never worked. It only worked for like a couple months. In there, I just keep track. I had little magnets I made, and I put a bread sticker on there to see if I ate bread that day. So that didn't work. What did work was me keeping track of the time that I ate for the calendar. So I would set myself a time, like I would eat after 12 and I'll stop at 6 o'clock, or I eat at 10 for the first meal, have a small snack in the middle, and then end my eating period at say 6 or 4, depending on the time period. So first I began 16-hour fast to 8-hour feeding periods. Then I did that for 2 weeks. I did a 18-6 and for another 2 weeks, and I keep closing the window until I finally got an OMAD, which I think is around August. I did a whole month of OMAD, and I enjoyed that. I know I can't do that anymore, but I enjoyed it very much. At the end of August, July, I weighed 285. It's a 14-pound difference from that last month in June. Then July to August was 270, which is a 20-pound difference. I think that was my biggest streak in there, and I did a very consistent job of myself eating well, eating the right food, and having consistently eating OMAD, which is 1 meal a day, if you didn't know. Okay, and it kind of slows down from there. So October from last year was 245, 244 in November, 249, and this is at the end of the months, by the way. 249, so I went a little back up because it's the winter month and it's a holiday month. January, 238, going down, 238, again around February, at the end of February. This was a time for me that I was in and out, going and fasting, having just regular meals, like 3 meals a day, even snacking throughout the day, which is a big no-no for me. I try not to snack. So 338 was kind of like the period. In March, it was kind of the period like I get to do a reset. So I ate what I normally did before, which is to just eat all throughout the day. I was usually home all throughout the day, having one meal and then having a small meal, not a snack, a small meal for between those days. And I just ate a lot, and I ate a ton. I didn't drink much sugary drinks like soda like that, but mostly I just kept eating throughout the day. So March was, of course, this year, the lockdowns because of COVID. And so that's at the end of March, I went 241. Well, this was the period I did my experiment in. I ate a bit more. So I'm hoping my body would catch it, and then I would initially weigh less. So in April, 235. So I did lose weight. Then in May, 223. That's pretty good, I would say. So from 235 to 223, and I was starting to fast again. And this time I did a routine that Finally Fasting did. Jerome, I love his channel, and this is why I created his channel as well, because it's just an inspiration from him. But I did a kind of an alternative day fasting where you do 3, or consecutive day fasting where you do 3 days, then you eat 1 day, and then you do another 3 days. So I kind of did it my way, which is I kind of like cumulatively added on days of fasting. So I would eat a day, not eat a day, do that for a week, then not eat 2 days, I would fast for 2 days, and then eat a day, do that for another 2 weeks, and then 3 days of not fasting, and then eating throughout one whole day, which is a bad thing. I keep trying to not let myself go off crazy when I'm doing my feeding days, and that's one of the things I'm having trouble with. Anyway, let me continue so I can finish this. June 218, July 213, which is in 212. I think around 212 is the lowest I've been in this year, but it climbs back up. August 221, September 229, and right now it's the highest is 237. You know, it's not the highest of this year, but it's a big hump of what I'm trying to do by CCing. I still have high hopes of this. So even though I had this trouble with this a couple months, like 3 months now, of my eating habits, more my eating habits, not my fasting habit. My fasting habits are great. But if I tie that in with my eating habits of eating better, eating more of a restricted time instead of just eating throughout the day, which I've been doing and I'm really mad about myself about doing, I think I could have succeeded a bit more and reached my initial goal, at least by this year or earlier next year. But with that, you know, I have to say, just take a step back, just look where I am and see where I can, you know, readjust myself and keep going forward with there. So I'm giving myself a good amount of hope. I am very optimistic about this to achieve my goal. Again, my goal, I mentioned before, is 120. Okay, I'm 5'6", 120, which is just right around the period of underweight and normal weight. And I'm doing this just because once I'm off that fast, I would gain back that weight. But I will stop at all means if I'm not either feeling well or I don't look very well. I look too bony or something like that. But hopefully I don't have to get up to 120. Maybe I'll look great at 150 or 160. Perhaps my next goal is to, since I'm 237, I've seen myself go to 210s. So my next long-term goal is to be under 200. Hopefully at the end of this year if I can, but at least sometime by winter next year or sometime during winter next year. Then next goal will be 180. And then I do have a short goal, which is 170, because that's about half I would weigh from my heaviest at the time, which is 340, around 340. 370, then I'll just go, and the goals get smaller as I go from there, since they're harder to achieve as you get smaller, because there's a lot less energy that you use and your body becomes more efficient with the energy I use. I think it does, as it's shown here, because I lost a lot more weight when I was heavier, but now with the squeeze, especially getting smaller, I think more of a percentage loss when I'm coming down into these lighter weights, I guess. Lighter weights. So as I keep going down, I know it's going to be a little harder. I don't want to push myself too hard. I just want to be more consistent. So I'm a person who I become too greedy with the things I get. I try to take its foot advantage as much, and it doesn't work. I kind of throw myself away, and I don't care about it. So I'm trying to keep myself more of a line of what I'm trying to do, keep myself consistent. This is one of the reasons why I made this channel as well in there, and I'll go from there. Okay? So I hope I gave you a little bit more backstory and some of the numbers of my weights throughout the period I was fasting, and even a little bit before that. But if you guys want to hear more, just let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your questions, your just suggestions about the channel. It's something you want to see in the future, even after this. I mean, I am going to do 10 videos for the first 10 days of fasting, for the first videos that I'm doing, and I do want to hear back to you. It's something that you like about the channel or don't like in there. I try to keep these videos short because I am doing these about once a day, and I have a lot of info to share. So I do want to spread it out so I don't get overwhelmed with the information I give and not tire myself out as well. So I'd love to hear from you guys. You haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. Like this video. It'll just help me quite a lot in there, especially something starting new again. I think it's fun. It's kind of thing, something that I hope that I help you guys with. Okay. Well, ending again. So thank you, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.